I think 60 seconds is way past. Temperature, Kate Traeger, temperature, go.
It is actually below. It's -5 degrees.
-5 for temperature with ice, water, and half the salt. -5. That is not going up. That's going down. Next direction. Add this. That's good. That's good. Add the second half of your salt to your metal beaker and continue working the salt into your ice. More salt. Work it around. Now, one thing that some of you were right about, including Dylan, the ice is melting, but it's getting colder. Tell me how something melts when it gets colder. Things are supposed to freeze when it gets colder. Billy?
Because salt dissolves ice.
It does.
But it doesn't make it hotter.
We're seeing that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That when the ice melts, it loses like more cold like water.
There's an explanation coming. It's kind of hard to explain, isn't it? I mean, when 60 seconds is up, right? Or is it 3 minutes? We need to add 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm even going for more salt.
We're at 235.
Okay, so in 30 seconds, this is the lowest possible temperature that we're going to try to get to. I'm going for the gust. I'm going for a home run. Okay?
Dump the whole thing.
Now, we don't want to get too much. But you can hear that ice is now a slurry of water and ice. It's melting quickly. And the temperature, we'll find out. Question is, how low can we go? You know?
Like maybe -10 degrees.
It's 3 minutes.
Okay, here we go. Kate Traeger.
Turn it a bit more. I can't see the numbers. It is -10. Or wait, no, -12.
-12. We are at -12 degrees Celsius.
I was close.
-12.
Would it freeze your hand? Do you think it would?
Okay, now listen to this explanation, or this is all going to be for nothing. What happens is when you add salt to ice, you lower its freezing point. Fresh water freezes at 32. If we lower the freezing point of fresh water, that means the ice can't be ice anymore. We've lowered the temperature that water can freeze at. So the ice is like, hey, the rules are changed. I can't be ice unless it's really cold. So I got to change the water. Okay, now, listen. Robert, you got to listen. This is going to change your life. For ice to melt, it's got to get heat. But where's the heat coming from?
The salt.
No, you're wrong. That's the misconception that many people have. Where's the heat coming from?
The ice cubes.
Nope. You're on the right track.
The water in the dish.
The water in the dish. So the outside water, that heat is going into the beaker to melt the ice, but the temperature is still going down.
Is that why you need metal?
I need metal to conduct the heat. Now this whole activity, there's a slam dunk coming. Slam dunk. So I'm losing ice on the inside, right? Because heat's coming in. The fresh water on the outside still has a freezing point of 0 degrees Celsius. So if it's colder than 0 inside, what should the water on the outside be doing?
Getting colder.
Getting hotter?
Yeah.
Cold.
If it's colder than 0 inside and the water on the outside is still fresh with no salt in it, and heat's leaving it to go inside to melt the ice,
It's starting to freeze.
it's freezing. Get this. Ready? Look at the ice on the outside. Make sure you get that.
That's cool.
I just froze that fresh water on the outside because its freezing temperature was still 0 when it's negatives inside. So literally, put this in your head and think about it. I took the ice that we lost on the inside and I put it on the outside. The energy that it took to melt the ice is the same energy the water lost on the outside, and then that I took the ice on the inside, put it on the outside.
That's cool.
That is very cool. So if I leave it in there
It will become one with it.
and it's still very cold. Hey, have you ever made ice cream homemade? Don't they put salt on the ice?
Yeah.
But they put the salt and ice on the outside
Yeah.
to make the freezing happen on the inside.
Wow.
Now, why do they put salt on roads? Because it lowers the freezing point of the snow and ice. It tells the snow and ice that it has to melt, but the main temperature of the road is colder than 0 degrees Celsius. But that's okay because we want drivers to not slip. So there's a big misconception about salt. When you put salt on ice, it actually makes things colder. It lowers the freezing point of fresh water. Now, there's a temperature that this will bottom out at. Salt water will only freeze
What's the temperature?
if it goes to -17. If it turns to -17 outside, even salt won't do its job.
Right now, it's
Salt
about
water flows. Yeah, it's going back up because I'm losing the ice and I didn't add salt. Now in Fahrenheit, 32 is what we started at. And guess what? We were headed towards 0. 0 is the point where Daniel Fahrenheit did the same experiment. He added salt to ice. And what he did, he pulled his 0 down to the freezing of salt water. He pulled his 0 down to the coldest possible temp he could get. We tried to see how low we could go, and so did Daniel Fahrenheit. His low point, he put the Fahrenheit 0 at. And guess what replaced fresh water? 32. So his 0 was at fresh water. He pulled his 0 down to the point we're getting, and 32 took its place. That's why we have 32 for fresh water instead of 0. Celsius says, nah, we're just going to put our 0 at freezing of fresh water. Are you doing something behind my back?
No, I wasn't.
Oh.
The video will tell, won't it?
Yes, sir.
Well, technically, it only sees his shirt, so.
Yeah.
What is that? All I do is win. All I do is learn. Now watch this. Okay, so take this out, and we should have a little bit more ice. Now, if we get rid of the whole mixture, there's an old word for you. If we have no more, salt and ice in there, the outside will start to melt. And this will come out.
Oh.
Whoa.
And
That's
then-
so cool.
This is like a salt bracelet, or excuse me, an ice bracelet. Yeah, so that's the ice we made. So think about that. We made ice without a refrigerator, without electricity. We made it ourselves.
Is this how they made
That's an
ice in the
machine.
olden days?
No,
That's like, that's
maybe in the old days they got ice at ice mines. There's actually mines underneath the surface where you can go in and harvest ice, like coal. Now, could they have done this if they have salt? And actually, no, because you'd have to start with ice. It's a good question.
Oh no!
Now,
I missed my bracelet.
don't cut yet. So, did we put the lowest temp at -12? Now go to the back. Your job is to, only on paper, make a line graph of your 4 temperatures on the graph. Connect the dots with the line. Actually, we're going to start high, I think, and go low. And we're going to answer the questions. Okay? And you can go back and rewatch this video to get re-explanations of things. It was all discussed. Answer the questions and have this ready for a turn-in later when I get back next week or the end of this week.
Wait, are we graphing right now?
We're going to work right now. Bye. Thanks for listening. See ya. Cut!